tiers from last time. We've got Masterpiece. Masterpiece, again, exclusive for very, very special tracks only. I am very, very, very selective with what goes here. I know last time there were a lot of comments being like, you didn't put my favorite song in Masterpiece. It is extremely selective. And then, of course, I think that B tier is about the lowest a Toby Fox song is. I don't think there are anything worse than that in these soundtracks. So in order to diversify the rankings, we have an S plus and A plus. Normally I wouldn't do this, but it helps keep things separate. There's a lot of music in this game. Despite the fact that it's only 2 chapters, the soundtrack is about as big as Undertale already. And we have the sound effects super relay like last time. So let's go ahead and get started with the lead-off track here. Another hymn. Actually, pop up. There we go. Wait, hold on. Adjust my volume. Now, let's start with another hymn. Little Gaster theme, of course. That track is really cool. I love the choir samples. They definitely give it a very ethereal, otherworldly vibe. And the way the drum, like the heartbeat, like little doom doom in the background is off axis from like the main progression, because the main progression is 5 notes, you know, duh, 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 and then it kind of like it hits on different notes every single time. It makes this like kind of uneasy tension in it. It's a really good atmospheric track. I'm going to say that's a solid A tier right there. That's a solid, very much, that cutscene wouldn't be the same without such cool music. And of course, I mean, you do a lot with so little. It's just 5 notes. It's just a little do, 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 do. And you do so much with that one little idea. It's incredible. He gets so much out of nothing. So much mileage out of very little. All right, beginning. It's so bouncy, I love it. And then you got the little Undertale motif in there. It's so funny, the first time I heard this, when I played Deltarune for the very, very, very first time, it's like, the new stuff is like, what's this? And then you hear the Undertale part, you're like, yeah! But then you play Deltarune again, you hear the Deltarune stuff, and you're like, yeah! It's a really good establishing track. You know, it sets up the core motif that Chapter 1 uses, the don't forget, friendship, whatever you want to call it. Little it sets it up really, really well. It's a great establishing track. And it's pretty bouncy and fun. Definitely an A plus for me. It's super solid. Does its job very, very well. All right. Next up, we got School. I think this is the first instance the hometown theme shows up. That little descending progression is so good. Little snippets of the main motif in there. He does this a lot. Yeah, there's that little reuse of Undertale motifs in there for familiarity. I can't describe why, but that might be the most Pokemon track Toby Fox has ever written. It's so... You could have told me that was right out of the Gen 4 games and I would have believed you. It is so Pokemon. That is like out of the Masuda playbook. But yeah, that it's a nice track. Probably A tier for me. It's solid. It's a little groovy. It's got the little peppers of the motifs. I like Toby Fox does this with chapter 1 in that he uses his little like the main motif he came up with, like the friendship, don't forget, like the da 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 ba da dum ba bum 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 ba bum, and then just like uses snippets of it, bits of it, plays with it. There's an entire section in that track that's just like that's just like the little da da dum ba da 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 dum, and he makes a whole track out of it. It's really impressive stuff. Yeah, let's move on to Susie. A lot of character writing in that one little theme there. It's so short, but it really says a lot. It feels empty, like the guitar is sort of by itself, kind of like Susie is as a character at this point. It's good character writing in the music. I really like the long drone in the bottom there. You notice the note doesn't change. It is that one same low note the entire time. And despite the fact that the chord progression is progressing, the note stays the same there. Kind of like... it makes you feel on edge, you know? It's good character writing in her character theme. A tier for me. It doesn't really do too much, but it does exactly what it needs to do. But as a piece of music, it is a little on the simple side, but it does exactly what it needs to do. All right, next up, The Door. There's that motif. Probably that little motif that's associated with a dark world. Da ba 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 ba. We hear that again in the chase pretty soon. It's almost like the dark theme, if you will. But it shows up a couple times in the soundtrack. But this is a cool little implementation of it in a sort of sound effecty way. But I really like it. It's very it's atmospheric, but it definitely makes you feel a little on edge. I'm not sure whether or not to put this in sound effect or not. Like, I don't think it quite qualifies. It's got a little bit too much melody going on to be in the sound effect tier, I feel like. So we're gonna put that in a solid B tier. It does what it needs to do. It it's creepy. Gives you a little vibe check. But all right, next up we've got Cliffs. Yeah, this song is pitched differently in the game itself. It's a little higher pitched in the soundtrack. It's foreboding. This is definitely, I'm gonna put this in SFX tier. I know it's not actually sound effect, but I should rename this. I had to rename this last time so people aren't confused, but there we go. That'll make it more clear what that tier is for. You know, we're not going to compare something like Cliffs against, like, you know, actual melodic songs. We're rating them and how they do their function, you know? All right, next up we've got The Chase. Actually, maybe we should put, you know, we'll put the door in here too, actually, since I've expanded it a little bit. We'll move the door down too. And I think door is a little bit cooler than Cliffs, so. All right, next up we've got The Cliffs. Wait, we already did The Cliffs. We just did The Cliffs. Excuse me. The Chase. I don't know why I had the wrong song selected. Whoops. Cut that out of the video. Cut that out of the video. Don't I made a mistake. Dark World motif again. Yeah, I really like this song. It's really short, but it does exactly what it needs to, and you know, it builds on that little melody, that Dark World melody that the door introduced. It does exactly what it needs to. To be honest, I think my favorite part of it are the drums in the background. It's got this cool, like, doo-dee, 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 doo-dee. And, yeah, you might not be able to hear it if you're listening on, like, bad quality headphones or something like that, but, you know, if only there was some sort of way for somebody to, I don't know, listen on something much more specific and precise. All right, I can cut away on that. All right, The Chase. That's a solid A+ for me. I like it. Like bottom of A+. I like it. It's got a little bottom. Look at all of you saying sponsor in chat. All right. Next up, we've got The Legend. High-pitched jump scare.
I saw Shayy was playing Deltarune and jumped 50 feet in the air.
Yo, Ash, thank you for the 39 months. But also, thank you for reminding me, even more importantly, to turn off alerts. Thank you, Ash. It's like, I know it's you know, it's chiptune, but it like feels like a horn line, even though it's not, you know? I can just imagine it. It's a little build. It's so triumphant. Oh, I love that chord change too. And it breaks down. Beautiful. Wonderful. I love that. I love that piece. It's so well put together, well constructed. It's just like it flies off its own format. Like it's a chiptune song with a little bit of instrumentation in there, but it really like you can just think of it orchestral. You can see the vision. When you hear a piece of music and it puts into your mind exactly what Toby was probably thinking when he wrote the damn thing. Absolutely excellent. An amazing main theme. I talked about how I wasn't that big on, well, okay, I like it, obviously, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of Undertale's title track. This is the complete opposite. This is S+ for me. I absolutely love the legend. It is just, it does everything it needs to do. It gets me pumped up, it gets me amped. I'm like, yeah, I want to fucking play Deltarune. I want Chapter 3 and 4 to come out. All right, next up, we've got Lancer. That walking bass line, man. I already like the theme a lot before. Like the A section's already solid. It conveys Lancer's character. It's the first track we're hearing that actually feels kind of silly. It's like even though that's the shared card castle motif for all these characters, but we're hearing it with Lancer's theme first, right? You hear that, but then the B section comes in. It's like, whoo! Gets all jazzy and groovy. I really, really, really like this track. I know this is probably a hot take, but we're putting this one right up in S+. That shit. I remember playing this game for the first time and sort of nodding my head to the first part, and then by the second part, I was full on like, It's just so good. It's absolutely excellent. It's not just like a character, it's a character establishment, and it's also just jammy too. It's the best of both worlds. It's literally having both cakes. All right, next up we have Rude Buster. Break here, so good. And he brings back the little instrumentation under the solo part. Chord change. Ah, God. You remember how when we were doing the Undertale soundtrack and I put Enemy Approaching, I think it B tier, because I like it, but it's just like a standard battle theme. This, whoo, this shit's some great, it's so, you know, it's driving, first of all. Really, it catches you right from the very first moment. It keeps you in. You notice it has the rhythm is consistent the whole way through until it breaks that for just the one bar during the solo, where it hits that little bum bum bum, and it's like, wow, it really makes it stand out. This is a very, 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 very good track. I love Rude Buster. It's an incredible generic encounter theme. And the crazy part is that it might not be Deltarune's only one, but yes, we were going to put this at the top of S+ tier. Very, 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 very good. Catchy. It's everything you want out of your standard encounter theme. Probably going to stay at the top of S+ tier, bordering on the highest tier, but I'm very selective with those things. Next up, we've got Empty Town. Little counter melody there. Classic Toby Fox. He loves his counter melodies. So good. Oh, that little bass run back into the chord progression, that is... Oh, so good. It's crazy because, you know, the first time you hear The Legend, it's in 4/4 in The Legend, but you could tell the song was written to be in 3/4, and it's in 3/4 in literally every other appearance in the game. It's just kind of like, it has this waltzy feel to it. Feels regal. I love it. Great track. Solid S tier for me. It, you know, despite the fact that it literally is like the bare bones of this piece. You know, you have gotten it down to literally just like a bass, a counter melody, and a melody. Like, it's straight up like a 3-channel Game Boy NES era type composition with just the 3 channels. It is down to the bare bones, but damn it, it's still so good. Really is a testament to just how good the chord progression of The Legend is in general. It really just carries it. The composition is so solid. The melody is amazing. Just one of Toby Fox's best melodies, I think. The bum ba ba bum 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 bum. All right, next up we've got Weird Birds. Yeah, it's so Earthbound. That feels like it would be straight out of Earthbound. SFX tier, obviously, but it's just a filler song. I'm surprised they even included this on the soundtrack, but it is like, it's like right out of Earthbound. All right, next up, we've got Field of Hopes and Dreams. The samples used in this straight out of Chrono Trigger. feels like it right out of Chrono Trigger. Again, he gets so much out of that. And here it is again. Again, he gets so much out of this one melody. And as if it wasn't Chrono Trigger enough. God, even the fucking, like, the chord spacings, the melody spacings feel like it's right out of... Oh. Ah, man. It's just so good. Everything about it. It's exciting, it's adventurous, it's jammy. It's everything you want out of a piece like this. I remember, I was already excited for the soundtrack as I was playing the game, but this was the song that really did it for me when I first played. It's right up there. Absolutely excellent. One of Toby's best for sure. It's just so good. Everything about it is so good. And it's like, it's straight up, it's just a love letter to like old RPGs too. The musical structure of it, again, it feels like it's a cut track from Chrono Trigger. It really does. It feels like it's right out of that era. You could tell what Toby loved when he was writing this music. It comes through the music so well. Next up, we've got Fanfare from Rose of Winter. Oh yeah, I forgot there's that little bit in the soundtrack. It's just a cute little jingle. It's just a little. It's a cute little bit for a cutscene, but it's so fun. It is done exclusively for comedy relief. Like, I don't really think it wasn't intending to convey any like atmosphere. It's not really conveying much. It is placed there as a joke. Like, it's like, oh, they're joining the party, and then the cutaway to Susie walks away and doesn't want anything to do with it, and then it becomes a recurring joke later when Lancer joins, and it's fun. It's cute. Very effective. It doesn't make for like great standalone stuff. Like it's a cute little jingle, but it doesn't convey anything. It's a fun little gag. But you know what? You need some of that. You need some levity in life. Next up, we've got Lantern, the theme that plays in Sham's shop. That's Rude Buster. This is me realizing this now. I actually didn't realize this until literally just this instant. It's Rude Buster. I actually didn't know this one. This one's new to me. Ba da 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 da. It totally is. I knew the second part. I didn't realize this. Yeah, wow. Okay. Look at me learning new things. Oh, it totally is. Yeah. I did not realize this until now. I guess I haven't listened to this track that much. Yeah, I totally didn't realize that shared a motif. That's new for me. I don't listen to Deltarune soundtrack nearly as much as I do Undertale, so like some of these things I might find some of this stuff for my very first time, but no. Even if it is a reused melody, it's so strong, you know? It's just right off the bat. It's mysterious. I love the instrumentation of this one. It really gets you it gets you excited to read Sham's dialogue. For sure. It's a solid S tier for me. I'll put it a little below Empty Town, though. Musically, I do like the legend. Like the strength of the motif just a little bit more. All right. Next up, we've got I'm Very Bad. So we have Lancer badly imitating Susie's style. But it's also his theme. It's a bum 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 bum, which shows up later again in the Card Castle and the Chaos King fights. And it's his theme, of course, the ba da ba bum ba da ba da ba bum ba da ba da. So it's just like it's him badly trying to rip off Susie's theme. I love that. It's good. It's just good character. It's good character music, but it also is like just that. Like this isn't something I would listen to otherwise. It's great in the context of the game, but it's solid B tier. Good character piece though. Next up, we've got Checker Dance. Every time I hear those orchestral hits, I think of SpongeBob. Right when you think it can't stop building, there's that step up. Classic. It's so goofy. It's just a goofy, silly track. I like it. I like it for what it is. It's it's nothing complex. It's just a little bass riff with a couple little additives on it, but it's catchy. It's fun. A+ for me. Solid A+. I'm also going to go ahead and move this song down to SFX Atmosphere because it is like really short, But I am going to put it above The Cliffs because I think it does its job very well. After reflecting, I'm gonna move that one down. Have a lot of the SFX and Atmosphere, and you know what? We'll add Atmosphere cutscene. Yeah, there we go. We'll add a third. What the fuck? I don't. There. we'll add a third. We'll add a third. Ah, what have I done? How did I do this? I didn't mean to. Oh. Okay, there we go. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I clicked the unpin image. I clicked the unpin button. Okay. Moving on to Quiet Autumn. Sounds like that one Gen 5 bridge. Now it really sounds like that one Gen 5 bridge. It's good. Solid. A solid follow-up to Quiet Water. Although it's not quite as good in my opinion as Quiet Water is actually one of my favorite tracks. I love Quiet Water. But Quiet Autumn, solid. Give it a bottom of A+. Bottom of A+. We'll put it next to another hymn, actually. A for Autumn. Top of A tier. A for Autumn. All right, next up we've got Scarlet Forest. What did I say last time, chat? This was last stream. I mentioned this. There's the Toby Fox left hand part. Just a really fun bouncy track. I especially like the part where it goes in that little. That's something Toby does a lot in his work, is that he'll embellish a progression with little like grace notes. This will show up again in the World Revolving, that little like to outline the main progression. It keeps it keeps it bouncy and fun. And also if you've got the huffing the copium meter up just a little bit. If you've got the brain rot meter up, you could think it's Gaster's theme too. If you're huffing that good shit. But that's not what we're here. We're here to rate the music, and it's great. We love Scarlet Forest here. It's top of S tier for me. I really like it. It does exactly what it needs to. It's fun to listen to. A lot of people are really high on this track. I'm not quite there, but I like this one a lot. It's super solid. S for super solid. S for Scarlet Forest. All right, next up we've got Thrash Machine. There's the Lancer theme. second half of Lancer's theme. But in Bossa Nova! I love that little Bossa Nova part. Sounds very Pokemon Center-y. That's actually a good comment, because yeah, it does actually feel very similar to the to some of the Pokemon Center themes for sure. Thrash Machine, that's like a solid, like, I like it a lot. We'll put it right by the chase in beginning. I like it. It's cute. It's a really creative take on Lancer's theme in a more like upbeat, almost major feeling way. And now we've got Versus Lancer. Man, Lancer's theme is just so well written. It works in so many different formats. I really like it. It's just, you know, it's a straight, no swing. It's just straight time, no swing, but it still works as a battle theme. To be honest with you, though, I actually like the original form of it more. I like the original rendition of the theme a little bit more between the two of them. So we're gonna put this one at top of S, as opposed to Lancer's theme, which broke barely into S+. Next up, we have Basement. They're doing that thing with the drone again. It's the same tone every single time. It doesn't move. Bum, bum. All right, this is the same as the door for me. This is basically the same kind of thing. It is just them. It's them teasing a little motif that is going to come up. Obviously, this is related to the castle. The bum 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 bum. That's like the card castle. I almost think of it as fanfare, but I like it. I like it quite a bit. It's a good little establishing atmospheric track. Next up, we've got Imminent Death. Obviously, this is just a little atmosphere. This is cutscene music, but it's really solid. I like it. Says a lot about what's about to happen, but we'll put it down here. That kind of sounds like Flowey. Susie's theme in general is very similar. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Bow, 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 bow. All right, next up we've got Versus Susie. Yeah, there's Susie's theme again. The bum bum bum. It's similar to Flowers, but it isn't. It's a different thing. Just a coincidence. That drop is crazy, man. And again, the melody is completely on its own still. It's great character writing. So good. Great character writing. And it just banger. I remember the drop hits you like a fucking truck because it just comes out full swinging with the electric guitars and the drum kit on full crash cymbal duty. But yeah, very strong piece. I like it a lot. We're going to put it towards the top of S tier. I hope it does more, to be honest with you. I feel like there's potential for an absolutely, utterly banger, like, Susie fight theme later that fully expands on this concept and goes crazy with it. Because I like this track a lot, but it leaves me wanting more. It's pretty all right. Super solid. S tier. Next up, we've got Card Castle. And there's the Card Castle theme from the little atmospheric track we had earlier. And there we go, Lancer again. Gaster, Undertale fan discovers what an arpeggio is. It's not even close, by the way. It's closer to the Undertale title theme than it is the Gaster. Come on, guys. It's a fucking arpeggio. I like it. It's kind of a little foreboding, but it's pretty low-key track for your final area, to be honest. You'd expect like a big imposing track, but it's just kind of low-key for your final area of the chapter. We'll put it down here. Down in A tier. Mid A tier. I like it. It's good. Good use of motifs and little expectation subversion. You know, you might not expect it to be so low-key, but it's kind of chill. This is Rules Card. That's mostly just there to introduce the rules card. Da 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 da. His little theme, which will show up again in chapter 2, and actually one of my favorite tracks. We'll get there when we get there, though. For now, rules card, bottom of A. I like it. A little on the short side, but. I like how this song describes rules perfectly. It sounds imposing and complex, but it's just short because rules is a joke. I have this feeling rules is gonna be like Spot in Spider-Verse, where he starts off as kind of a joke, and then later down the road he's like, whoa, hold on a fucking second. We shouldn't mess with this guy. All right, next up we have April 2012. It's goofy and it's short. I like it, but it is what it is. It's so goofy. It's cute for the one little room gag, though. We'll put that in B tier. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a little silly track. All right, next up, we've got Hip Shop. Ba 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 ba. Ba da da. Ba da da ba. Ba da ba da ba ba. Ba 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 da da. Ba ba Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba-bum. I love that one. It's so good. Video's over, everybody. That's not even the song I use as my outro. I use Green Room, which is a Chapter 3 remix of this song. Different song, though. But yes, Hip Shop, wonderful. I love Hip Shop. It's short, but it's so chill, you know? Right up there for me. Right up with Lantern, I think. Both of them are just excellent shop themes. Strong melody, too. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum. Uses the Calamity Bells? Yes, it does. They're not the same ones, though, but it is funny. All right, next up we have Gallery, which plays right before you fight King. This is great cutscene music. I know it's just a quick two key vamp that just repeats for a while, but it definitely it has some fucking tension in it for a 6-second long track. It's pretty impressive levels of tension. I gotta admit, it really does do that. All right, next up we have Chaos King. Oh, what's this? It's the Card Castle theme again. Lancer's theme coming back. So good. Oh, the little counter melody in the back, too. The legend! What a great boss theme. That drop really comes out and hits you. Which is really, really, really good. Definitely S+ tier. I'm going to put it right next to Rude Buster. It's right up there. One of Deltarune's best so far. Absolutely cracked. I love this song. All right, here we go. Next up, we've got Darkness Falls, the Game Over theme. And then the Game Over theme. me goosebumps. Wow. That always gives me goosebumps when the bass like fades in there and comes in. That's crazy to think that this is the first time, like this is the establishment for the game over theme. The bum 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 ba da 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 dum bum. It shows up again in chapter 2, and I assume all the future chapters. To be honest with you, this is a bit of a hot take, but I'm putting this one in S+. I fucking love this song. It is excellent. It's just like how I really highly viewed Determination from Undertale. There's just something about the way these tracks are constructed that highlights like a really amazing melody. This was one of the very first ones that stuck into my brain when I played this game for the first time. Like this was something I could hum like day one. Bum bum ba da dum. Ba da 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 dum ba da dum. Ba da da dum. But yeah, unfortunately, this track isn't heard that much because it only plays if you select the give up option. All right, next up we've got The Circus, otherwise known as the theme of the Jacksonville Jaguars NFL franchise. Wow, they gave Elon Musk a theme song in this game? That's crazy! A bit of a world revolving there, by the way. You got a little bum ba da 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 dum. It's cute. But excellent little track. Not one of my super duper favorites, but it's super solid, you know? It's all an A tier for The Circus. Put it right up ahead of Susie. It's fun. All right, next up we've got The World Revolving. Remember what I mentioned before about embellishing the melody? This entire part here. There's the part that was in The Circus. It's really good. It's just fun. It's a really fun theme, you know. It really feels appropriate for Jevil the character because it's just it feels fun, you know. And this is the part where I frustrate a lot of people. I'm sorry, guys, but top of S+. I know y'all are gonna kill me for this, but I actually like Fruit Buster a little bit more. I know this is my hottest take here. This is not my favorite song in Deltarune. And I guess I just don't like it as much as most people, but it is still really, really, really good. I love listening to it. But it is I like it a lot, but I even prefer Rude Buster just a little bit. It's solid. It's really fun. It's a fun, frenetic theme. I love it, but it is not my favorite. It's not even my favorite boss battle theme in Deltarune. We'll get to that when we get to that. There is another that I like a little bit more, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But World Revolving, super solid. In fact, I liked it so much that I did a piano cover of it. It was one of the first Deltarune songs I learned on piano. I like it a lot, but it isn't my super favorite from this game. And considering what I've put in Masterpiece tier, I am very exceptionally selective with it. Again, there's only going to be like 1 or 2, maybe 3 things in here. Like, I am ridiculously selective with this, so keep that in mind. All right, moving on. Friendship. Oh, that step up is so good. God, it just feels nostalgic and happy. It just has so much feeling in that track. I love this one. One of my favorites, honestly. Putting it as S+ tier. I fucking adore this track. It's so good. It is really, really, really good. All right, here we go. We've got The Holy. Just like how the chase really like reminds you a lot of Nightmare Night, one of Toby Fox's standalone tracks. This one really the little ba 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 bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum bum bum. It's really similar. Really invokes the penumbra phantasm that a lot of people want to show up in this game. I'd be down with that. I'd also be down for original stuff too, but I do love me some penumbra phantasm. But yeah, it definitely I like it a lot. It's good. Solid music for sure. I'll put that right up there. Probably top of A tier. I like it. It's got a weird feeling to it. All right, next up we've got Your Power. It's really not the same without that sound effect. I like this one. Good cutscene music. It's not the same without the. Okay, chat. I'm going to run an ad and we're going to take a quick bathroom break because I got to pee. So I'm going to run a quick ad and I'll be right back. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. I had natural body processes. All right, gamers. Moving on now with A Town Called Hometown. So pretty. That's Snowden Town. Just invokes a feeling of nostalgia. And almost the piano he's chosen here is almost sounds like one of those like detuned pianos you might find at a school. I really like this one. It's very pretty. S tier for me. We're gonna put it right below Versus Susie, right around Scarlet Forest. I really like this one. It's just so comforting. Okay, next up we have You Can Always Come Home. Did you not think there was enough Undertale nostalgia for you? Here you go. Not done with this quite yet. Gotta milk it just a little bit more. Title bells in the background there too. Very nice touch. I like this one a lot. Very, very calming. I feel basically the same way actually about the previous track. They're like neck and neck for me. I love both of them about equally, honestly. Best rendition of Home. Yeah, I do slightly like this one more than the original. Although it doesn't have that like almost off time feel that the original had. But wonderful, wonderful composition. Okay, next up we have the vocal track, Don't Forget, which is sung by Laura Shigihara. So, thank you, Laura, for lending her vocals for this game.
When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy, there's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
Wonderful. Do you know she's the Plants vs. Zombie composer? So random, but like, yeah. Damn, she can sing. I love her voice. Solid song for me. I really like it. It's the Don't Forget motif in its purest form. The lyrics are a nice touch. Always like some vocal tracks. This game is going to make me sob and weep with a vocal ending track. I already know it's coming. I've reserved myself to that. But as for now, right up there in S tier. Yeah, this game's gonna make me fucking bawl with like a vocal ending track, a la like Skies Forever Blue type. All right, we have one more Chapter 1 track, technically. This is actually an Undertale track, sort of, kind of. It was released for Undertale first, but this is before the story. Wonderful. So for those of you unaware, this was written as the PS4 home theme, Undertale home theme. You would get, if you purchased the game, you'd get a little Undertale background, and this would be the song that would play. By all means, it is an Undertale track. We actually have a couple of those that are peppered in the soundtrack, just straight out of Undertale. And just like Undertale, it's still an S tier. Its ass has not moved since my original tier list. I'm putting it in the exact same spot I put it in last time. Which is S tier. But I do think it is a solid, like... Yeah, actually, this is fair. I'll put it right here. All right, and now we move into the Chapter 2 tracks. So we have left Chapter 1. We are now moving into the Chapter 2 tracks with Faint Glow. I like the almost Metroid choir in the background there. Yeah, this does feel like a Zelda song, actually. It totally does, you're right. Especially with, like, the weird drums. This feels like a Zelda, like a 3D Zelda dungeon. Yeah, this song only plays on the main menu if you have not beaten Chapter 2, but have beaten Chapter 1. I like it a lot. Don't have much to say. A+ tier for me. It's just really solid menu music. Really gets you, kind of excited to get into Chapter 2, you know? It's like, ooh. What plays if you beat Chapter 2, but not Chapter 1? That you get, like, the drone on the Chapter 1 menu. All right, next up, we have the introduction of everybody's favorite Dear Girl and her motifs. This is Noelle's Girl Next Door, introduction of her theme. Such a lovely little theme. Yeah, this is cute. I like this one a lot. Solid like A tier for me. Put it right under another hymn. I like her theme a lot, but this is not my favorite rendition of her theme. We'll get to that later. We've got next up is My Castle Town. It just feels so calm. Such a great piece of music. And my favorite rendition of this theme so far, of the legend theme. This one is just absolutely outstanding in my opinion. Top of S+ for me. My Funky Town. I said so far, that track isn't out yet. We'll get there. I'll put the chapter 3 songs on, but I'm talking about just the ones that are out at the moment. All right, next up we've got Oh Ho 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 Ho. I love this one. It's just a character laughing. There's no music to it at all, but it is really funny. I don't know why on earth he included this on the soundtrack. Why is it here? Next up, we have an actual song, the theme of Queen, titled Queen. I love this track. It's such a fun character theme for Queen. I like this one. It's just a fun character theme for Queen, A+, in my opinion. I really like her theme. This motif, this is how we introduce it. The da 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 dum, da 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 dum. It's just a really solid melody that we'll see a lot of variants as time continues. We will see a lot of this in future tracks, and I like pretty much all those instances more. But this one, there's the establishment. This is the establishing track for her theme, the one that introduces the concept, so that other tracks may evolve onto it, as any great motif-themed soundtrack does. Next up, we've got A Cyber's World. It really just catches you right off with that melody. It's such a strong statement. I was sort of worried he wouldn't be able to capture lightning in a bottle a second time with that overworld theme that hits you like a truck, but he did. I really like this one. And in this chapter, he sort of moves away from the whole don't forget thing for a bit. I mean, it's still here a lot, but it is not nearly as prevalent as it is in chapter 1. But as for this track, A Cyber's World, it's just amazing. Right off the bat, it just, hits you with that drop, and it never really lets go. Do I think it is as good as Field of Hopes and Dreams? No. I do not like this song as much as that one. But it is still one of Deltarune's best tracks up here in S+ tier. I'm going to put it right behind The Legend. Next up, we have the theme that plays in the arcade machine, A Simple Diversion. It's cute. Okay, when I said Queen's initial establishing was not my favorite usage of it, I forgot about this one, but this one's just a fun little silly track that I like a lot. Put it right below Card Castle in A tier. It is really hot, riding on the heels of Queen's motif just being really entertaining. It's simple. It is what it is, and it's exactly great for what what the game is trying to do at that moment with a simple little arcade machine. All right, next up is what I like to call the gauntlet of Sweet Captain Cakes. Almost to the guys. It's just a little too long to disqualify it from cutscene music, I feel like. It is a tease. But it's just too long, I think, to put it in here. So, it's all right. Next up, we've got Cool Beat. Damn, they weren't kidding. That beat sure was cool. When I get mad, I dance like this. I think this one is simple enough to put into the cutscene music as well, so. Here. When I get happy, I dance like this. Oh, excuse me, my soundtrack is not ordered. 1 second, boys. Hold on, I had it sorted by... Okay. Windows does this where it sorts it by name. I forget that because the crediting is different for Cyber Battle, it is not. It's skipped over here. So we'll rate this one first. Sure. It's cute. It's cute little motif. I've never been super big on these guys' themes in general. Next up, or actually the one I skipped here, we have Cyber Battle Solo. Yes, the composing credits are different because Lena Raine helped a little bit with this song. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a big fan of this one. It just meanders, in my opinion. It's all right, but this is one of the few tracks in these games that I'm not super big on, to be honest with you. Bottom of B tier, or top of B tier, I mean. Let me put it top, there we go. It's just okay for me. It's just merely okay. It's a little repetitive and meandering, in my opinion. Now, in defense, it is good character theming. It is very suited to the characters that are being represented here. Their whole thing is that they're loud, obnoxious, boombox characters. So, I think in terms of being character music, it represents them very well. I mean, I'm fine with it being in the game. It's perfectly serviceable. It's just perfectly serviceable means it's on the lower end of Deltarune music, in my opinion. But don't worry, Lana Rain will get her revenge. This will not be the last time she will appear in this game, and I'll be singing a much different tune about that track when we get to it. Next up, we have Sound Studio. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's the best version of their theme, in my opinion. Top of B tier. That's probably, out of all of those, that's probably my favorite of them. But the motif is pretty good. I do think there is, you have to make sure you don't accidentally attribute detriment to these tracks because there's so many of them and they're all next to each other in the soundtrack, which can make it get repetitive. So I'm not going to attribute that to this track in particular because I don't think this track overstays its welcome. That's an actual complaint I have about Cyber Battles, that it actually feels like it does meander. But this one, it's fine. Not my favorite motif ever. I think it's maybe more the way the way it is, the way it sounds, the way it's sampled, the way it's presented is kind of it's all right. But onwards now, we have Birdly. Just excellent. A great two. You give your character two motifs. There, you got the A section and the B section. The bum 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 bum, and the bum 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 bum. Just really strong compositions. Am I the only one who, when I hear this theme, for some reason the fucking Harry Potter theme pops into my brain? I know I'm not the only one who thinks that because it was a Siva Gunner rip. So I know somebody else out there feels that same way. But I hear it, I'm like, ba ba da da ba ba bum ba ba da da. It's like, yeah, I can hear it. No shade against that theme. John Williams is a fucking goat, man. If I'm being compared to John Williams, then that means I win, you know? If you're getting compared to one of the greatest composers of all time, then yeah, I'd say that's a win. All right, Birdly, A+ for me. Gonna put it right above Faint Glow. I like this one a lot. It's basic, but I just really the melody is extremely striking to me. It's something I always hum with. And speaking of Birdly's motif, now we have his boss fight theme, Smart Race. Little peppering of Queen here. Burn up! So good. I'm gonna put that one in the bottom of S+. I really, really like Smart Race. Excellent. And to be honest, one of my favorite things this song does is that Birdly's theme, his character theme, the strong note is on the downbeat. It goes bum 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 bum. But here, the strong note is on the offbeat. Bum bum or bum 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 bum. It's like a really creative way to mix it up. You know, it's a really interesting way to take a 3/4 waltz and make it a 4/4 battle theme, but also mix up the way the theme feels, because now the downbeat is on the off note. It's kind of giving this driving force. Bum 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 bum. It gives it a really unique feel, because Toby Fox doesn't do that very often, actually. It's not very present in a lot of his tracks, so it stands out here. All right, next up, we have Faint Courage, the Game Over theme. So this is something cute. Darkness Falls starts with its own segment and then has the ba-da-da-da-da-dum. And then that's shared with this song, and then this song goes further and has its own part at the end. I wonder if this will become a trend. Is that how they're going to do it? And then in Chapter 7, the super ultra turbo final boss shows up with the full thing, and it's actually, surprise, it's the Roaring Titans theme. But yes, Faint Courage. I really like this one. Basically just as much as I like Darkness Falls. We'll put it right there next to Darkness Falls. I like Darkness Falls just a smidge more, though. I like the instrumentation of it more. It doesn't quite hit that chilling chord, but it is just really strong in my opinion. I really like this one. Next up, we've got Welcome to the City. lot of reuse here from a Cyber's world. I like this one. When Toby first released this track as like a teaser during one of the Undertale anniversaries before Chapter 2 came out, actually, I wasn't too big a fan of it, but it has significantly grown on me the more I hear it. I think also I was expecting it to, I was expecting something like Fields of Hopes and Dreams and of Cyber's World, and this doesn't hit that same way, but that's okay. It doesn't need to. In the context in which it's provided. I like this one a lot. We're going to go right here. Right up below Empty Town, I think. I like this one a lot. Bottom of S tier. All right, next up we've got... Hey guys, guess what? They're back! We need to come up with a name for this effect, because I don't think it has a name. Why is it that removing so much makes it better? It is just isolated down to the bare bones, but just like how I talked about Empty Town earlier doing that, to be honest with you, I like this. Bottom of A tier. This is cute. I like this. It's down to just the bare minimum, but that almost makes it work in its favor. More is less. Less is more. All right, next up we have Holiday Studio. Do y'all like Jingle Bells? We're a couple weeks late. Hey, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker got away. And then it just goes back into the regular track. Except with a little da-da-da-da-da. It's cute. It's silly. Silly Christmas music, you know. This isn't the first time Jingle Bells has shown up in Toby Fox works, actually. It's in Undertale. Ghouliday is also Jingle Bells, so I don't know. Maybe, I guess Toby Fox is just enjoying the fact that he can use Jingle Bells freely. Yeah, out of here. I can't really rank these specifically, but it's funny. Next up, we've got Cool Mixtape. Chris, get the banana. The song cheats because it's just a high pass filtered version of a different song. But that different song is also really good. So like I mean, yeah, I like it. It's fun. I'll talk more about the Queen motif in detail when we get to that track. It's not too far away now. Next up, we've got Hey, Every. This is cutscene music. We're putting this one in cutscene music, but I like it. Funny enough, this is one of Spamton's motifs. It does show up in one other track later. It's cutscene music, but yeah, they're like the ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It shows up later. So keep that in mind. But next, we have Spamton's actual theme. Spamton. You want to download a car? It's a pretty cool theme. I like the little groove. Feel the same way about it as I do about Queen's theme. It's just a really good establishing piece. I like both of these themes a lot. All right, next up we've got Now's Your Chance to Be a... Hello. Earthbound sample. This is a Hideki Naganuma track. Like, this is straight out of Jet Set Radio. I like this one. It jams. It does exactly what it needs to. It sets up a little jam, and it jams with it. Top of S tier for me. Right up there with Versus Lancer. Really, really like this one. It is a simple little groove, but it does its job effectively. I always bob my head on this one. Next up, we have Elegant Entrance. I like this one a lot, actually. It's a cool development on Queen's theme. I really like this one. You know, it's underrated, in my opinion. A+ tier. Very underrated track, but a nice one. Pleasant. Really sets the mood. Next up, we have Bluebird of Misfortune. I like this one. I like it basically just as much as I like the regular Birdly theme, so we're gonna put it right below it in A+ tier. I like that one a lot. It's basically just a chiptune version of Birdly's theme, and I really, really like Birdly's theme. So, next up, boys, we got Pandora Palace. Now, remember when I was talking about low-key final area track? This is more what I was expecting. I love this. Just great. I mean, there's barely anything to say about it. It's just a really fun version of Queen's theme, to be honest. Right here. In S+. I really like this one. It's just a jam, to be honest with you. One of the better area themes. All the area themes in this game are really good, I've noticed. All right, next up we've got Keygen. SFX, and it's not even used in the game? Do they know? They don't know. It actually is in the game. Fun fact. It is used. You have to, it's in Spamton's shop. Yeah, you have to ask him about it a bunch of times. Anyway, Keygen. It's fun. It's a fun little jam. Top of B tier. It's a cute little jam. I like the instrumentation of it. All right. Next up, Acid Tunnel of Love. Is this Lancer's theme? Yep, this is Lancer's theme. But a really creative use of it, and also has absolutely nothing to do with Lancer. But it uses his theme. I don't know why, but it works. I love the ending too. It probably uses this theme because Rules also shares that theme. So like, I like this one. This one's cute. Acid Tunnel of Love, solid. A+ for me. We're gonna put it right above Beginning. All right, next up. Hold on a second, chat. We've reached the point where the tiers have become too big, so I have to do some screen shifting in order to make sure everything's on the screen all at once. Where is my scroll bar? Why is my scroll bar? My scroll bar has left me, chat. I have to use the middle mouse like a fucking plebeian. Let's do a little bit of readjusting here. All right, perfect. Okay, next up is It's Pronounced Rules. This Rules is a little theme from earlier, but now it's been expanded. We are number one. Hey! Shout out, Rules actually does say hey there if you let him. He'll actually have a little speech bubble that says hey with the music. I like that one a lot. I wish it were a little longer, to be honest with you, because I fucking love this track. Seriously, it's right up here for me in S+. I really, really, really like this song. I really like this one. Everything just feels like it clicks perfectly. The melody is amazing. I just wish it were a bit longer is all. All right, next up we have Lost Girl. Taking that Noel theme from earlier, kind of reversing it because this was the B section originally, and then that was the C section. December! December! I really like how he turned the little bum, 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 bum into this. Top of S. Love this one. Love this one. Top of S tier. What a great fucking theme. Just amazing. I hope you guys liked it too, because now we got Ferris wheel. And now we're back to the theme being sorted in its proper order here. That's definitely Noel's theme song there, and I really like it. And using the Game Boy synths makes this feel like it was actually literally stolen from Link's Awakening. Like, Jesus. I don't like it quite as much as Lost Girls way that it the way that it's structured, but I still like it a lot. It's so calming. Just a fun track to listen to. All right. Now, by Toby Fox, but also with assistance from Lena Rain and Marcy Neighbors, we have Attack of the Killer Queen, the boss fight theme for Queen. Starting right off with her own theme. Or as I like to call it, Assault of the Deadly Queen. Her mixtape was fire. Mr. P. And then Berkeley's B theme coming back in here. That shared theme that they have. And then straight into Berkeley's motif here. And now the strong note is back on the downbeat, but we're in 4/4. We've gone the whole entire 9 yards. And this fucking bass, man. Hold, hold. It's just so good. God, that drop into Birdley's theme. This part here is just so, the bass, the melody. Remember how I said during the Undertale video that the Toby Fox bass lines are ethereal? There it is. There's a classic Toby Fox fucking goes crazy on the bass line moment. This is Deltarune's best track, in my opinion. This is the number one right now. This is the one to beat. This is a fucking amazing piece of music. It goes crazy. Everything about it is just so fucking good. I love it. My jaw dropped when I heard this for the first time. You can go back and watch my playthrough, and I literally am like, this shit fucking goes crazy. Next up, Giga Size. This track goes on much longer than you might think it does. Toby Fox moment is making a 2-minute song for a 20-second cutscene. Part really sneaks up at you. This one's great. A really underrated piece, to be honest with you. I'm gonna put that one right under Lost Girl in S tier. I really, really like this one. Next up, we have Powers Combined, which is the song that plays when you're getting hyped up. This is cutscene music, chat. This is right up there in the genre of track that is the door, which is just teasing a motif you're about to hear. And just like the door. It's really good. I like this one a lot. Next up is Knock You Down. Cool little permutation on the clean theme there. And of course, this whole fight is a big love letter to Punch Out. The fact that the bass never changes, but yet it doesn't grow repetitive at any point, you know? Go, go, Power Rangers. Drops the drums for a second. Just lets the bass go. Half beat. And right back into it. Ah, that drop is so fucking good. The drop into the half-beat drums, right back into the strong synth solo. Knock You Down, in my opinion, is a solid bottom of S+ track. I don't like it quite as much as Smart Race, but I do really like this one. It's underrated, in my opinion. You know, it kind of gets overshadowed by, you know, Attack of the Killer Queen being one of the best songs Toby has written. Next up, we have The Dark Truth. When the light is subsumed by shadow. Snuck that in there. You thought I wouldn't notice. It's definitely, it does exactly what you need it to do in that cutscene. It is. It's a very tense track. I like it a lot. Top of A+. It builds tension really, really well. Next up, we have Digital Roots, the theme that plays in the basement under Queen's Mansion. I was mewing on accident there, oops. I was actually just chewing this out of my mouth for a second. I like this one. Definitely atmospheric, but right up there with basement for me. Establishes the creepy factor very well. Next up, we have Deal Gone Wrong, which is the theme that plays just before you fight Spantha Neo, and also in the mansion in Snowgrave. I like this. It is just Spanthan slowed down, but like, I mean, it fits the bill in my opinion. Yeah, right here under another hymn. Okay, boys. Big Shot. Power of Neo and World Revolving dueling. Dupe Yowie. So cool. Honestly, my favorite part of the song is this part upcoming when it samples the Power of Neo lead synth for this little part here. Definitely one of the best tracks in this game. I mean, everybody loves it for a fucking reason. It's iconic. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Top of S+ for me. It is really, really good. One of the best in this track. One of the best in this game. I don't think it is on quite the same level as these two, but it is absolutely excellent. I like half the chat is agreeing with me and the other half is like, "What? You don't like this? How dare you?" It's still one of the best tracks in the game, y'all. Again, guys, you're not one of these days I'll say it enough times that this is reserved very, very, very exclusively. Next up, we have A Real Boy. So it's just the Spamton theme, the da-da-da-ba-bum-bum-bum, except it's over the chord progression of canon in D. And you want to know who pointed that out first? This guy. I like this one. It's cute. It's definitely like SFX tier for me. Where did I put Hey Every? I like it a little more than that. Put it up here above basement. Next up, we have Dial Tone, which for some reason is after. It's weird. It just takes that part of World Revolving, but makes it so chilling. It really is. It is quite chilling. It's quite a chilling track. Put it under another hymn. All right. Next up, we have Sans. it's just Undertale. So like you guys already know how I feel about this one. Next up, we have Chill Jailbreak Alarm to study and relax to. Jack is so stupid. This Jack is so dumb. I love it. Top of B tier. We have a couple of repeats here. Let's see. You Can Always Come Home just repeats itself in the soundtrack here. The next one is Until Next Time. I don't like it as much as the original. Bottom of A tier. I wasn't ever really big on this one, to be honest with you. Not my preference. Not quite my tempo. Let's see. Before the story repeats itself, so we've got a couple of things. For some reason, I guess let's see. The tier list maker has a couple of other ones, but we're not gonna put that in there because that's not on the soundtrack. We have one more song in the soundtrack, chat. It's time for Birdly, Rejected Concept. Masterpiece! It's a fucking masterpiece! It's a masterpiece! Midway through B tier. Bottom of B tier. All right, and just for shits and giggles, chat, let's do a couple of the chapter 3 songs. For those, I'm gonna need to go to the, let's see here. Where did they put this? Not here. It was on the status update, I believe. Yes, here we go. Okay, so the ones we have are, let's do Green Room first. Need to make a joke where it just cuts to my outro. Video's over. Bye, everybody. Well, okay, not true. I also use this song for sponsorships, so. Right next to, if I had to put it somewhere, I'd put it literally right above Hip Shop. Literally the same spot, just one up. I like it just as much. Next up, we have My Funky Town. I love it. S plus tier, right below A Cyber's World, ahead of its pronounced rules, right here. Just love that track. It's great. And finally, we have Hometown Day. Ah, absolutely incredible. Absolutely phenomenal, man. Right below the legend, right here. I absolutely adore this track. S plus. It's so wonderful. I can't wait to hear it in chapter 4. But yes, that is it, everybody. We have our full tier list finished. Look at it. There it is. Completely ranked. All the different tracks. And also Sans is here for some reason.